everyone, and welcome back to Unu, your weekly Universal news and updates. If you don't know, I make weekly videos of all of the updates that I can find in Universal Studios Orlando. Also, I don't normally ask for this in the beginning of my video, but if you are new and end up liking the content that I post, please subscribe. I'm literally 2 subs off from 20 subscribers, and though that isn't much, it would mean a lot. But enough begging, let's get into my first topic. Construction, though not my longest topic, the most relevant one. So, we're gonna start, as all weeks, with the Velocicoaster. So, last week, daytime testing started on this ride. However, this week, some testing with extra steps was done. This week, the daytime testing had the addition that water-weighted test dummies were put on the ride. This is a great thing to see, as water-weighted test dummies generally means that all the previous tests were successful, and this could potentially lead to the actual human testers going on the ride. However, I do believe that will take a while to happen. There were also close-up pictures of this, and I just have to say that even though we could see the cars last week, for some reason this week they just hit differently. Also this week, after this testing was done, some more ride testing without the dummies was done, but with the front car. And this is what I'm pretty sure is the first time ever that there was tests with the front car attached. So actually talking about what was added to the ride, we can see that some new color-changing lights were installed onto the paddock fence. These look super cool, and they light up both blue and red. Finally, for changes at the Velocicoaster, we can see that a tall wooden wall was built up in between the tracks and Mythos. This is here to prevent riders from seeing the restaurant, and it does a gosh darn good job at it. So finally for this topic is that Ben & Jerry's in New York is having some work done on its interior. This probably has to do with the fact that the park now stopped selling Ben & Jerry's and instead serves Häagen-Dazs ice cream. And I do want to quickly apologize for what I said a few videos ago about how you could still get Ben & Jerry's. I didn't realize that the park had done a switch in ice cream, as I thought that just the pharmacy did. But off of that note, let's switch up the mood and look at my next topic. Doggo Reporter here, telling you that it's time for general news. Also, a fun fact I just learned, doggo is an official word in Webster's dictionary that means an affectionate word for a dog. Well, I guess you learn something new every day. Anyways, this week we actually aren't even starting in the parks. In the hub, or the area where you go through the first bit of security, some new touchless scanners were introduced and tested. If you don't already know, Universal Security is much like that of an airport. You put your bag through an X-ray and have to use a metal detector. However, that is high touch, so I assume that this method was introduced to provide a solution. So actually in the parks, in Islands of Adventure, we have some news on the Forbidden Journey locker expansion. This is that on Tuesday, the fences for the path to the expansion were taken down, and later, on Thursday, the lockers would actually open. We have been watching of the progress of these lockers for weeks, and it's amazing to see them open. My little babies are all grown up. It brings a tear to my eye. However, when these lockers opened, the old ones had no purpose, so they closed. So walking over to Toon Lagoon, we can see that Me-Ship, the Olive, has been used for a hot set. There was no sign saying what the set was for, but we just know that it was here. So something that has to do with employees also happened, and thankfully it was not any more layoffs. So sanitary workers in the park now have vests that say "Clean is Universal." And I can say from my many experiences in the parks that that is no lie. So keep up the great work, guys. So as for people in the park, this week Shrek and Fiona and friends could be found out the front of the horror makeup show. This stage belongs to them in my slightly meme-biased opinion. So some Money Saver expansions were put on the online store this week. This is that the Black Friday deal was available to December 11th. Sorry I couldn't tell you guys in time. Also, due to high demand, the holiday tour now has even more dates. So slap on some gloves and then take them off immediately because it is literally averaging a high of 65 degrees here. However, this has been the coldest week we've had all year, and it's already starting to get back up to normal 80s we get. So it seems that people catched on to the good weather, as on Saturday, the parks hit capacity and were not expected to let more guests in. Is this even a surprise at this point? I don't even know. Also, something that I don't even know how I have so little updates for can be found in my next topic. The days of Holly, and not gonna lie, being this close to Christmas and Kwanzaa and this start to Hanukkah, I would think that there would be more in this topic, but I only have one update. That is that outside of Universal's holiday experience, a Minions Christmas tree float was parked. It's cool to see this as the holiday experience only has balloons, so it's quite different to see some floats too. So want to know what isn't quite different in my channel as it appears in almost every video? Well, let's find out in my next topic. Merchandise, and I don't even know what to say. It's stuff you buy. But let's not look at what you can buy first, but instead where you can buy it. In Toon Lagoon, the shop Wassa Matta You opened, and inside a ton of trolls and Secret Life of Pets merchandise was inside. So going into the tribute store, we can see that one new product is sold. And this product is an Earl the Squirrel magnet. I mean, who wouldn't want one of these? So going to Diagon Alley instead, we can see that Harry Potter mascot hats for all 4 houses are now sold. Show your house with pride and block the sun from your eyes at the same time. Wow, that rhymes. So finally is the online store. Here they added Jaws plushies, lanyards, and t-shirts. Back to the Future socks, lunchboxes, model DeLoreans, license plate frames, hoodies, and backpacks. They also added ET shirts and hoodies. So that's all the big things that I could find here in the parks, but I also find smaller things, so they end up here in the small things category. So this week, a sticker was placed in the window of Moe's Tavern, telling guests that the restaurant is only opened for pickup drink orders. Over by Central Park Crepes, the small stage that was put up was occupied by Agnes and Margot from Despicable Me. And finally, at the same area of Central Park Crepes, a plexiglass barrier was placed in between the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. So that's all of the news and updates that I could find in Universal Orlando this week. This has been a great week, and I'm happy that I could make the return of the small things category. If you like my content, please like and or subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And with all of that said and done, this is Wuno, signing off.